Hey, what's up guys? Joe here, coming at you today from Town Hall 9. We're looking at LaLoon attacks. You got 7 different variations. We're starting out with Novice. We're going to move into some moderate type stuff, and then we're going to work into the advanced stuff. There's a couple things that you need to pay attention to when planning a LaLoon attack, and obviously air defenses, where they're placed, air sweepers, the Archer Queen, the Clan Castle, and also your Wizard Towers. What's being displayed right now is more of a novice type attack, I really feel, because it has a kill squad, a heavy kill squad here. So we have 3 golems, so you could call this a stoned Bolo or a stoned Gobo LaLoon, if you will. So we got 3 golems here, and you see the placements of the air defenses. So with 3 golems, you can go with level 15 heroes and above. And Rome here actually displayed this one a couple months ago, and I just never got to show it. But anyways, you use 3 golems, you're cutting down on your amount of balloons, but what you're doing here is with the intent of getting in on at least all 4 of the air defenses. And obviously by the base design here, you see really wide open compartments, not a whole lot of obstacles to negotiate here. So it's not really a difficult base, very large trash ring. So he used his golems, he used wizards, he used bowlers, and his heroes to set the funnel and get deep into the base. That Archer Queen's a level 20. She's going to take out that last air defense. Now, if you pay attention to the balloon drop and the lava hound drop, he kind of works into a semi-half circle. It doesn't necessarily have to be clockwise or counterclockwise. It really all depends on the defensive placements. And we'll start getting into the other replays. You'll see better where they kind of go into air defenses. Here, Rome was able to get rid of all of the air defenses with such a heavy kill squad. Obviously not having to negotiate such a complex base. Very cut and dry base, very symmetrical, and very easy to negotiate. So he was able to take out all 4 air defenses with simply just the kill squad. And so really just a very small LaLoon portion. Now, as you see here, the Lava Hound was kind of not really needed because he took care of a lot of those defenses. He got rid of the Archer Queen, he got rid of the air defenses, the Wizard Towers, and the Clan Castle with his kill squad. So, this is more for those guys that have lower level heroes, level 15 and above. Level 10s is very iffy, guys. Very iffy when it comes to your level 10 heroes or in between. My only recommendation there is you just got to get to farming and get those hero levels up to level 15 at least. And then you got to think about the tanking units in the golem. So moving into the next attack, it would be the Shattered Gobo LaLoon or Shattered Gobo Lo. I did a video on a very detailed planning session a couple months ago that was very detailed. You got to watch the whole thing and you got to understand what I'm talking about. You don't have to use wizards here. But the same thing, you're really going in for air defenses that are very tightly tucked into the base and you can reach both air defenses. So here the attacker starts out with 2 golems for tanking, his Barbarian King, his Archer Queen, his bowlers, as well as wizards for setting the funnel and getting into the base. The intent here is to get rid of that Archer Queen, the Clan Castle, and both air defenses. Now, as you pay attention, you got 1 air defense is down, and then the next air defense falls. The Clan Castle and the Queen are already gone. That was actually a mistake on double dropping the hounds like that. I'm pretty sure he only wanted to drop 1. He might have double tapped the button. But anyways, you see how he's starting to work into that semicircle. 2 to 3 balloons per defense, and a haste spell is really to assist with speeding your balloons up into the next defense and get them into the air defense as quickly as possible. Now, obviously, there has to be some timing in between the balloon drops and the hound, but you don't want to leave your hounds there for long periods of time by themselves. Now, the heal spell could be used 1 of 2 ways. Obviously, in a heavy defensive concentrated area with Teslas and Wizard Towers that could put balloons down in a quick manner. Obviously, we still have an air defense standing, and the Archer Queen assists with this. Or you could use that heal spell for your bowlers to keep them progressing into the base deeper to get more of these defenses taken care of. Also, there you have the Expo that's sighted in on the golem, and the golem's going to tie up that air defense for majority of the raid, considering our balloons have kind of kicked out. So he obviously dropped a few more balloons than he wanted to on this attack, and you normally only need about 2 to 3, 3 to 4 per defense at Town Hall 9 in order to take out a defense. So really, you just drop, drop, and it's really per defense. So really go back and look at that video and you can see how I was doing it. I've gotten a lot better with it. So now we're going to cross into the little bit more of a moderate type army. We have a double lava hound with a mass group of balloons. So the intent here is what he's dropping his balloons in for is to draw the clan castle, and he goes in on that wizard tower, and really the intent here was to kill that queen with the splash damage of the balloons. Does a lot of damage to that queen, but the queen does not go down. And this is kind of where the hero levels come into play. I would recommend about level 20 and above if you're going to use your heroes without a tank. No bowlers involved here, no golems involved here, and really the intent here is to get rid of the clan castle and get in on those air defenses. You see all 4 air defenses and a sweeper are all in the same location. So the Barbarian King kind of sets the queen in place, and the queen is really going to be focused here on getting rid of those air defenses. And that's really what is going on here. This is why I call it moderate, because you don't have a tanking, you're not used to the kill squad to go take out certain objectives. This requires a lot of practice and knowing of your strengths and weaknesses with your hero levels. So this Archer Queen is going to get rid of 1 air defense. She's going to take care of this baby dragon. She's going to get rid of another air defense, and then he's going to start transitioning into the LaLoon portion of the attack. Kind of spamming it out a little bit, not necessarily a perfect drop, but the idea here is to get in. The queen is distracted, and the skeleton spell is down to assist with getting rid of the queen while she's tied up on that lava hound. So now he's going to start bringing in another half circle shape there, getting another lava hound down to assist with blocking of that last air defense, and just basically spamming this base with loons. You can drop it 3 to 4 balloons, or you can spam it like here, because really the attack here is about 32 balloons, and it really just overpowers the base. But there was key objects that went down. All 4 air defenses are gone. The sweepers aren't there hindering the balloons, and also the queen and clan castle are gone. So, wizard towers are also a big hindrance as well when they're all grouped up. But if you have a heal spell to assist with getting your health back up on those balloons, or if you have the speed with the haste spell or the rage spell to get in on those wizard towers, you'll get rid of them and be able to finish out the base. So obviously he doesn't have a lot of the lava pups here to clean up. That's because he really kind of wasted it on the Archer Queen. The Archer Queen was level 30 and she was pretty powerful, but there was only 2 hounds in this composition and a lot more balloons. So that is a double hound configuration. Moving into the next replay, we have a triple hound configuration. Also a moderate type attack. Reason being, you see the 4 placements of the air defenses here, on the outer corners. And this is really just based off of experience of the attacker. He's really gonna focus in on getting in and taking care of the queen. Now he has a golem in this composition. It is a cold-blooded, meaning there is 1 golem in the composition. And the point here is to go in this compartment over here in the far east and get rid of this air defense, this Archer Queen, and that sweeper. So he's going to use a baby dragon for assisting with funneling here. The idea here is to get those heroes into the base. So he's going to kind of spot out a couple of wizards to take care of structures that are the outside of that range of that Archer tower. And then he's going to get his golem down. So the golem's going to go down and sit on that wall. And really the idea here is to get rid of the baby bombs in order to open up that compartment. Now the wall breakers are down. And then he's going to drop another wizard or 2 to assist. And now the Barbarian King's down. So you see how he's gotten rid of all these structures. And they're going to basically go into the base. Now that golem's taken up a lot of heat by the Archer Queen. Poison spell is down for the Archer Queen, but also preparing for the clan castle to be pulled. Barbarian King's ability is popped in order to kill that queen, get rid of her, get her off the map. And now they're going to go after the air defense as well as the clan castle. So the clan castle has been pulled at this point. His queen still has her ability, and she's still at full health. And there is a lava hound in his clan castle. There are no bowlers involved here. And so really the intent here is for that Archer Queen to get rid of the baby dragon, the witch, and really getting rid of that sweeper, so the sweeper's not hindering anything here. We also have a Tesla that's already popped up, and we still have 3 air defenses. So he's going to drop a couple of balloons while the Tesla's distracted on the Archer Queen. Brings in 1 hound to go in on that air defense and a couple of balloons to follow it up. They're going to hit that mortar, and then they're going to hit the air defense. So he brings in an additional hound in to join that first hound, so that way they can kind of move to the next air defense. So they're going to split, the balloons are going to split, and he's going to drop more balloons to follow up and join that hound. So it's all kind of happening in a circular pattern. He doesn't go all in different directions. It's kind of just following around in a half circle. So haste spell is down, and that last sweeper did go down, or the first sweeper went down and was able to assist. Now the heal spell is to get the balloons back up to health as he brings in that third golem from the south. Haste spell down to assist with getting the bowlers in on the air defense. Back on that heal spell, it was because all 3 of those wizard towers were all in the same location, and they're just, the splash damage is just going in on those balloons and tying them up and putting, with the intent to put them down. So the last wizard tower falls. We have a cannon remaining, and that third lava hound did survive. Did not pop. You really want the lava hounds to pop on these attacks because they assist with the cleanup portion of the raids. So he was able to swag a haste spell, had no need for it, probably had about a minute left on the clock or more in order to finish up the base. LaLoon is the strongest attack at Town Hall 9. We show you hogs, we show you witches, but in hindsight, if the correct bases present themselves, LaLoon is the go-to attack strategy for Town Hall 9. So we're cleaning up here. We have a mass group of balloons, about 10 balloons sitting there, separating, taking care of the last couple structures. So we're going to move into the more advanced type stuff. This is stuff that you need a lot of practice on different types of things. Meaning in this case here, we have a queen walk. So queen walking takes a lot of patience and a lot of practice. If you're not used to queen walking, or for those of you that are experienced in queen walking, you understand where you were about 6 months to a year ago on queen walking. And why he's queen walking is because there's 2 air defenses up there that easily present themselves, plus this archer queen. I understand not everybody sees bases like this. So the rage spell is down because he wants to get rid of that archer queen. If he doesn't get the heal spell or the rage spell down for the healers and that queen, then the enemy archer queen would have probably put his queen down as she steps into these higher damage per second dealing defenses and 3-point defenses, the expo, as well as that wizard tower. He drops his Barbarian King with the intent to assist his queen with speeding up this process and getting in on that location. Really the idea here is to pull that clan castle, get rid of the 2 air defenses and that sweeper. That way he can start transitioning into the next portion of his air attack. So that wizard tower does fall. The clan castle has been pulled by the Barbarian King, and the Tesla is down. Now an elixir storage. And at this point, we're going to drop some poisons for the clan castle. Another rage should go down, or the ability is going to be popped. Yes, so the rage spell is down for that Valkyrie, and now the dragon. The first air defense did fall, and he's just going to continue with this walk. He's going to probably start into the next portion of his attack because he knows that his queen is going to be safe enough with her ability to take care of that second air defense. So she's going to work a little bit longer. This is a really long, drawn-out process, but the air portion of the attack does go fast if you have a really good plan on coming into the base. So as you see, the crosshairs start spiking up in the north. You got the 2 hounds coming in, and he's bringing his balloons in to get rid of the air defense, and he's just going to tie it in on it. He's just going to stay in the same pattern, bringing balloons in on the northwestern side to go in on that air defense, and then they're going to path over to that wizard tower. And now you have 2 hounds sitting on an air defense in the core of the base. We do have a rage spell. He's going to sprinkle in a couple more balloons. Now I understand that with this attack, he did kind of come in a little bit in sporadic locations. He didn't follow that semicircle, and this is just because he's a lot more of an experienced attacker, and he understood that what his balloons could take on. Over in the south, we have 1 archer tower remaining, and we did have a group of air set skeleton traps on those balloons, so he dropped a poison to take care of those. Now his lava hound has not popped. It still has about a quarter health on it, and there's just no other defenses remaining, so minus that mortar, but other defenses that can take care of balloons. So he has plenty of pups on the outsides of the base cleaning up, and he did have a couple of balloons in his queue still, so he dropped single balloons to assist with the cleanup portion of this attack. So we're going to move into a quad LaLoon attack. So this is 4 hounds, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5. I can't recall right off the top of my head. But it requires a lot of practice. So what he's done here is he's scouted his defenses. That cannon over in the far western compartment obviously can't shoot at a mortar or at a minion. So he's got minion working on structures that are outside of range of that archer queen, outside of the range of the archer tower. He's also got archers down in locations where there's little crossover mishaps between those archer towers. And then he's going to use his archer queen. So we got minions down in the south working on structures that are outside of range of anything that can fire at them. This requires a lot of planning, a lot of checking of the ranges on those defenses within the base to get rid of these trash structures and assist. So the archer queen was kind of sacrificial here. Her ability is pop to take care of that enemy archer queen. The barbarian king here is sacrificial. He's going to take care of a lot of these Teslas. There's a Tesla farm location here, and he's going to get rid of a lot of those those defenses. So 2 hounds are down here. Groups of balloons. So a balloon group for the archer tower, a balloon group to meet up with the mortar, the Tesla, and everything is just being soaked up by the lava hounds. Comes in from the far east with 2 more hounds to meet up. And so we are at 4 hounds on the base with balloons. Now a rage spell here to push into this location that had a sweeper. So the sweeper's pushing back, so he has to have a lot of power there with the rage spell to boost up these balloons, knock defenses down, and continue to push into the base as they go into a heavy defensive concentrated area. He will use his heal spell here once he gets up more near the northern portion of the base where there's wizard towers, as he's already lost majority. He has 1 hound remaining, and so he has skeleton traps chasing the balloons, the group of balloons, and he also has that hound that's taken a lot of beating from that air defense. So again, semicircle on the drops on the hounds. You can drop them in one. You can drop one and then drop another one to meet into that one as you got balloons following in. But really the intent here is, even though that air defense is the last remaining structure, it does get overpowered by the lava pups. So a large group of balloons here to finish up this base. Now, obviously you got to pay attention to these base designs and the locations of their air defenses. So we have one more replay, and this is highlighting again with the skeleton spell. You don't always have to go into the archer queen to take her out. You can go to the opposite side of her to go in on a better location for what suits you. But with the queen pop method, you need a little bit of assistance there, because you might lose pups if there's a wizard tower close, or a Tesla farm close, or something of that nature. And the archer queen's going to pop off your pups relatively quick. So the skeleton spell works out in 2 different ways. It assists with getting rid of the archer queen or tying her up. That way your lava pups can take her out. And they also assist with ground cleanup. So again, more advanced, higher level heroes here, going in on this base, going after that air defense, going after that air sweeper. And it's going to draw the clan castle here. That's really the intent here, is to get rid of this clan castle. They're not going to reach the archer queen in this one. So the friendly archer queen's taking care of a couple of structures. The barbarian king's ability's already been popped, and he's just really kind of tying up the clan castle troops while they're in the poison spell. Archer queen's ability is popped to get rid of the baby dragon and the Valkyrie. And at this point, the archer queen's basically sacrificial. There's a hound in the clan castle, and there's 3 hounds in his queue with about 19 to 20 balloons that was originally in this queue. There's a rage. There's a heal. So the rage is mainly for the location where the enemy archer queen is at. So he launches balloons into this base to get in on that air defense and get in there quick. So the idea here is, what he wants to do is get into this location, because the archer queen's tied up on that lava hound at this point. So a haste spell is down, and really the rage spell is for those pups, as well as the skeleton spell that's about to go down momentarily. Skeleton spell is down, they're in a rage spell, and we have a large group of balloons while the archer queen's tied up on that lava hound. Another lava hound comes in from the south, actually 2 more coming from the south, and they're going to join up, and he's trying to get those balloons in. The archer queen is down, and he's also got skeletons from the spell cleaning up behind the balloons. So the balloons are hasted in, launching into the next compartment, as well as you still have those 2 hounds at relatively good health in order to get in on that last air defense, that 3rd air defense or 4th air defense at this point. And the balloons will just basically meet up. You got 1 haste spell remaining, which is great, because at this point you can haste those balloons into this mortar, then the wizard tower, and then the expo. Or he saved, in this case, he probably saves it for the expo to launch into the last remaining Tesla. That Lava Hound is now tying up the expo. So really, you want the Lava Hound to pop, and the Lava Hound will pop momentarily. There it goes, and you have plenty of balloons to finish up on this last defense. So that's really the best way to break it down for you in novice, moderate, and advanced gameplay when it comes to Town Hall 9 and these air attacks. Hero levels do matter on these attacks and how you intend to address the bases. It also involves locations of the town air defenses. So drop some comments below and let me know if this helped you out at all in any way. And thanks for watching, guys.